social media, if you're putting your business out there, you have to understand that it is a form of advertising, and it's a form that will actually take up so much of your time. And a lot of the small business owners out there that end up on social media, and most of it is Facebook these days. Some of them tend to go with Twitter and Instagram, but it is mainly Facebook. It's immediate, and it's where a lot of your customers will try and connect with you. So if you're not actively checking it and updating it, it'll actually create a bit of a bad vibe about your business because you're not actually getting back to your customers or potential customers. It can go very badly very quickly. One of the things that you have to realise is if you are going to be using social media for your business, you're actually going to have to dedicate a portion of the day and every day to be on that page, be promoting your business and speaking to your clients and potential new clients through that medium. So you actually will need to schedule it just like you're having a meeting or some other client.
Face-to-face contact.
Face-to-face, yeah. Because it is almost like the face-to-face contact these days. It's how everybody tends to talk to each other. It is quite an important tool.
And I suppose one thing can generate another, like
exactly.
With an established Facebook page, if you're putting out a thing to say, look, I'm coming up into my spring sale, make sure that you keep an eye out for the hats or something. And then somebody says, oh, hats. And the next thing you know, there's 4 or 5 posts and it's started a little bit of momentum of its own.
Exactly. And if you're not checking that, it goes stale.
Yeah.
So there was no point in putting it on in the first place.
And I suppose you can go to the other extreme of posting up tons of stuff.
Too much.
And then somebody says, oh, this person, she's posting 10 times a day and I can't handle it.
Yeah. What you need to do if you are going to use social media as part of your marketing strategy, and I know businesses that use it as their only marketing strategy, you need to do your homework and you need to sort out what that strategy will be. So you need to be able to connect with your audience, being your customers or potential customers, on an authentic level. So you have to be quite real. You also need to understand who your audience is or who you want them to be, and then you need to do an audience profile, so what their age will be, their gender, interests, or profession. And so you might have quite a few different profiles. You might have 5 different profiles of your customer type. So you will need to find things relating to each of those 5 profiles. They will have different images for each particular target audience. So you might have one particular target audience between, say, 18 and 30. They would be quite different to your target audience of, say, your 40 to 65-year-olds. All as important as each other, depending on the type of business you have as well. But they will find different images and different quirks in your business attractive. So one ad or one post won't be able to be used for all of your market. So basically, for all of your target audiences, you need to then address key problems that you could solve for them in your business, whether it be they need a new dress for the races. It's coming into spring season. If it's a service you're offering, like Joe was talking about.
The gravel
before. So you're certainly not going to be having 18-year-olds probably owning a home at this stage and wanting gravel, but you certainly will have maybe 25 to 40-year-olds that are getting into their new homes and they're needing that done. So they would be complete different markets. So you write down those 3 key marketing messages that you want to communicate to that audience, and you derive your post or your advertisement from there. And that's the way that you get it happening. I use Facebook to advertise my businesses, have done for a long time. And in a previous business, I actually had open 24 hours because I was so driven to drive new business that I just I've got a mobile phone, people could call me all the time. Well, that's actually what started to happen. I was getting calls at 10 and 11 o'clock at night. I actually had someone knock on my door at 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning because they thought I was open 24 hours. So stipulate and set boundaries on those pages as well.
So it works, but sometimes it can work.
But it backfired.
Yes.
What we're all sort of leading to today, I think, is a bit about business branding. So we will definitely focus on that next time, I think, and talk a lot more about that. But it is very, very important. You only have a few seconds for someone to look at that page and they either understand what you're about or they don't. And if they don't, they'll probably move on. Your website is as important as walking into a shop. It's your online presence, it's your online shop basically. So the aesthetics is just as important and they need to understand exactly what you're about. You'll have generally a little bit longer to hold your audience with a website because Facebook is so instant and that's what they expect it to be. But it is just as important as Facebook.
And if they take too long to load, you can just go, too long.
Too long, yeah. And see you later.
Yeah, bye. Sometimes 3 or 4 different people have the same website. So say one, for example, is Winning Spirit and they do clothes. And if I type in Winning Spirit and clothes don't come up, I know I've got the wrong website. Like it might be a...
horse racing or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And I just go, oh, that's not it. I must have made a mistake in the URL or whatever. So yeah, a picture tells 1,000 stories, doesn't it?
Exactly. I think most important as well, especially for small businesses and especially businesses in rural areas, is the networking. You'll always find someone that's had an experience that is more than happy to share it with you. And again, that's what the KGB is about. We are networking with each other and we do share our experiences in our own businesses and other stories we've heard from other people that we've networked with. And the whole idea of that is to help each other build more successful businesses.
Right.
And the thing about Facebook too is it's so instant. Carolyn posted an article the other day from some lady in Europe on style, and I shared it. I said, I'm going to read this later. I'll share it though. And then later on I went back and read it, and I know us 3 have read it.
Yeah.
So, you can just share stuff instantly, and then that stuff was motivational. That article was all about style and motivating you and things like that.